Hey everyone, let's stick with the us versus herd. If it's your first time here, leave the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications for when we post videos, tap the bell. If you want to join or subscribe to our options trading live channel, link is below in the description. We go live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before market open. You can subscribe down below. And if you want to join the UVH fam, our community, links are below for our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook. If you made money today, comment got paid. If you lost money today, comment below, learned a lesson. And if you do me a favor, hit the like button for the YouTube algo. Really appreciate it. Today I did get paid, but it was kind of with some mixed results. On paper, realized gains I got paid. I'll go over in a second, but S&P's up 98. Dow was up almost 1,100 points. It closed up at 967 points, but NASDAQ is up 220. I mean, amazing day. At one point, Dow was up 1,100 points on the day. We did have a kind of an crazy end of the day sell-off today on SPY. We hit 296 end of day, and then the last 10 minutes, literally last 10 minutes, we went from 296.75 and we closed at 295. And right now we're kind of struggling a little bit after hours. We're down a little bit. Nothing too crazy. But what's interesting to me on SPY right now is that we closed right at resistance. We closed 295 on the dot. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. This is crazy how this happened, and it's exactly at resistance. I mean, we did rip up to 296, almost 297, and we closed right at resistance. I mean, it's crazy at the top of the range. So here we are at the top of the range. Maybe tomorrow we'll gap up. Maybe we won't. I'm leaning it a little short right now. I am long some stocks, but I'll kind of go over that in just a second here. Also, this week, Powell is going to be tomorrow. Powell's going to be testifying Congress for the CARES Act. He's also giving a speech on Thursday. So be aware, Powell is going to be heavy this week. So be aware. Also, we got retail earnings, which I'm aligned for. So to kind of go over my trades right now, I did have some good profits today this morning. I did close up about 350, 340 or so in realized gains. I'm down about 300, mainly due to Zoom today. So I'm down about 300 on the day. Apple's a bad print, but we'll get to that here. So XLF, I closed out a little bit early. We had the nice gap up on XLF. I took my profits. XLF, I opened up on, I think, Friday. Let me just pull this up. Yeah, so on Friday, I bought 3 of them for $1.19, sold them for $1.57 this morning, and with the huge gap up with all the banks and everything, yes, I did close a little bit early. XLF ran, but I closed it right 8:31 p.m. So right at open it was like 21.80. It did move down a little bit and move back up like another 40 cents or so. So, those right now we're going for. I was in June, so I've been pushing all my expirations out. Those we're going for at the 21. Okay, so they're going for $1.70. So we left about $50 on the table. It is what it is. On days like today and like Friday, you're going to leave money on the table. It's okay. Move on. I left a lot of money on the table Friday. We left some money on the table today, but we captured the bulk of the move. We captured it. We got out of there. Docusign. Now, Docusign, I made 40% on Docusign. It was kind of crazy. So I made $194. Docusign, I actually had a debit spread on. And Docusign, I've been milking pretty good for quite some time. So we made 40%. I bought it for $275, sold it for $372 this morning. And I was in next week expiration. I was long the 123 calls, short the 130. Now Docusign was wild, like literally wild. And I'll show you some of these like Corona safe stocks like Peloton, Docusign. I mean, they all dipped. Zoom, I got a little trouble on. I'll cover here. But Docusign, I sold it at 8:45 this morning. So 8:45, literally the top. Literally sold the top. I was like 120. It was 128 when I sold it. Came all the way down to 124. I mean, this stock was wild. It literally opened, dipped down to 123, ripped back up to 128. Then it went to 125. Then back up to 128, and it closed at basically 123. Hit 122 and actually went into like the 121.50s. I mean, this thing is insane. Docusign will definitely make you money, but it has a high potential of tearing you a new one as well. So be mindful of that. I mean, I've been trading it, but before I even got into trading it, I was watching it for a few weeks to kind of see, okay, what's my edge? How does this stock move? And this thing is wild. As you can see, the other day went from 123 down to 115, back up to 120 basically, and then recovered all the way up to 128. And you know, I've been making money in here, but it's rough. You have to take profits and redeploy your capital, especially in Docusign. I mean, that's one of my themes, one of my models that I live by, and Docusign is definitely one of those stocks. Take profits and redeploy capital, and that's what I did. And it saved me here, saved me big. We made a couple $100. I mean, we're not making huge money today, but we did well. Now Costco, I made it $40 on. Now Costco, I sold a little bit too early, but I was patient. I was patient with Costco. I was in next week expiration as well. I had another debit spread on here. I was long the 300 call and short the 315. Now Costco bought it for 540, sold it for 580. Probably should have done like 2 to 3 contracts, just the base way that it's been moving. So you know, we did well on it. However, kind of analyzing this trade today, I should have sold it at open, and it popped up to 302 and it fell down to 299. And at 11 o'clock, it was recovering. It was recovering here, really struggling. So at 10:59, 11 o'clock, I sold it right in here, and it took another dip down. I'm like, okay, this thing's probably going to go like 299, 295. I mean, it's coming off a bad week last week. I mean, last week dipped down to 294, recovered, dropped down again to 296, kind of recovered. It gapped up, but it just wasn't looking good. It wasn't sitting right. So I'm like, okay, I'm profitable on this. I don't really want to lose money on this. I'm having a pretty good day. Let's take the trade off. And of course, at the end of the day, it rips up to 303. Now, looking at that trade, that I think I would have only made about $50 more. So is it really worth the risk? $50 more in this case, like if it rips down to 295, lose $200 versus making another $50. I mean, not really worth it. So I made the $40 and we GTFO'd. You know, we got out of there. It's all good. So I'm definitely glad that I got out of the trade. I mean, a little salty that it ripped up afterwards, but I used proper risk management on that. Now, where things got a little dicey. Oh, also Beyond ripped out. I'm holding a debit spread on Beyond as well for June expiration for the monthlies. And this thing, I mean, like I said, all the Corona safe stocks, so like Beyond, Docusign, Peloton. I mean, when the stock market was ripping up, market was rotating out these stocks. The people were taking their gains out of these stocks and putting them into other underpriced stocks. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, even Peloton. So Beyond, I mean, Peloton hit $50 pre-market and closed at under 44. But Beyond right in here, I'm down $128, so not huge. I was profitable on this. I should have. My mistake was, I talked about this morning on the live stream, I should have closed it out. It topped out here at 140. I had another chance to close it out for a couple $100 winner. I didn't close it out, and now we're down $128 on it. And you know, it's not that it's a lot of money. It's that I didn't execute the way that I wanted to execute. And same with Zoom. You know, you're gonna make mistakes. Now Zoom was wrong the whole way. Zoom was wrong, and Zoom was kind of where the wheels fell off today. I mean, everything went well except for Zoom. Now Zoom, I'm long the 170 call for this week. I meant for it to just be a day trade. I had some alerts set, some stops in, and I don't like set stop losses. I set alerts to alert me like, hey, when the stock reaches this price, what should I do? Should I sell? Should I hold? Depending on what it looks like. So I kind of like just chilled, and I got a little busy today, and I ignored the alert, and next thing I knew, it was under 168, and here we are. We're taking a 47% loss currently. It's at 331. The problem is it expires this week. Why didn't I give myself some more time? Why did I do this? Why? And here we are. Like, one of the things is I made the mistake going in this week expiration. Second mistake was not cutting losses when I told myself I was going to cut losses. You know, it cost me $691. I'm in the 170 strike. I mean, sure, it could recover. And by the time I got down in here, like the 160 area, I'm like, okay, this is kind of like the bounce territory. We're just gonna 162.50, 165. We're just gonna kind of hold on and see what happens. And it is starting to recover a little bit after hours at 165. So chances are, because I was actually profitable on this. I mean, I put this position on right in here. It took a dip to 170, bounced up to 173. I was profitable. I should have just took it. Why didn't I take it? I had the 170 call. And this is what happens. You don't follow the rules. You break your rules. You lose money. So lesson in here. Watch this. You break your rules. You lose money. And this is a prime example. And what's going to happen here, probably, hopefully, I'm not going to make money on it. If it comes back up, probably going to break even, and I spent all that time, all that energy planning a trade, and I just broke even at it. Now, I definitely don't want to lose money, so I'll definitely at this point take my money out of there, break even if I lose $50 or $100. It's better than losing $400 or $500, right? So that's kind of where we're at on Zoom. After hours, Disney, the streaming boss or whoever was in charge, Kevin Mayer, he was in charge of Disney streaming. He's moving over to TikTok to become their CEO. Now, Mayer, he's probably salty because he didn't get the CEO job. He was one of the top candidates to replace Bob Iger, who stepped down in February. However, it's not the case. He didn't get the job. So he was probably saying, I'm salty. Like he said, they're saying here his reputation of one of Disney's best deal makers. He worked on company acquisitions of Pixar, Lucasfilm, Marvel, online company BAMTech, and basically he's moving on because probably he's like, I didn't get the CEO position after all these years. Screw you. I'm gonna move on. The stock didn't really move after hours, but something to be mindful of that he's moving over to that. I mean, it did dip down to 114 today. I did buy on Disney. I did buy a 115 put for June 5th. It's down a couple bucks here, down about 9%. Not a big deal. We got a bunch of time on it, so we'll see what happens. Disney, I felt the way that it got rejected up in here at 120. Sure, it could maybe revisit 120, but it got a hard reject at 120. I think it's probably going to kind of gravitate down to 110. Maybe it will start using 110 as support instead of resistance, and it will bounce off, but who knows? So I'm right now a little bit bearish on Disney. Walmart and Home Depot, I'm short both Walmart and Home Depot going into tomorrow. People are like, why are you short? Everyone was so bullish on Walmart and Home Depot, and maybe I'm completely wrong here, but I'm thinking that their massive runs with Walmart and Home Depot. I think Home Depot, it's pretty priced in. I did sell some credit spreads right at the money at close here. I am up and down a couple bucks on them. On Walmart and Home Depot, I'm up like $12 on Home Depot, $12 on Walmart, $16 on Home Depot actually. So, the massive runs here, I'm thinking that, yes, their stores are very busy. Everybody knows that. I'm thinking it's kind of priced in, but maybe being at resistance here, maybe it'll gap up above resistance. Who knows? Maybe worst case scenario, we'll lose a couple $100, but I'm kind of taking it out of Amazon's playbook where they're saying, yes, we're busy, but coronavirus has added additional costs, which is offsetting a profit. So that's the take I'm taking on these retail stocks. Same with Walmart. So Walmart, Walmart's been ripping up as well too. I'm thinking it's kind of priced in. Well, we'll see. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but we'll see in the morning on the live stream when I go live. So definitely join me there. Now, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I have some other trades like I'm long DOCU, I'm long Dropbox, which technically is not going that well. It was crazy. It just dropped like a rock at open. I have the 22 call for July. So I have some longer term plays out there. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated. I also put a new play on DraftKings, but I don't want this video to go too long. So I'm bullish DraftKings. New York said that they're going to try to they want the sports to return even if the stadiums are empty. They want sports to be played. So that will impact DraftKings, of course. So that's why I'm getting aligned with that. So if you watch this video to the end, comment, watch to the end, hit the like button. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.